Wagwan, everybody. I am your Jamaican queen, Miss Y. You are tuned into How I See It TV, and this is Accurate Context. Remember to like this video, share the link to my channel if you feel like my content needs some more crowd, subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and follow me on Instagram, Twitter now called X, and TikTok at How I See It. Now, if y'all have watched majority of my videos, then you'd have heard me say maybe one or two videos that I'm preparing to go back to school to finish up my degree in youth development work. And part of the degree program includes behavioral and abnormal psychology in addition to sociology. So I love reading, I love doing research. And while I'm taking this break from school, I still like doing short research to keep my brain sharp, to make sure my intake citations and references are still on point. So when I go back to complete my degree, I'm not overwhelmed by all the papers that I have to write. And if y'all have gone through any level of a college education, y'all know that if you're doing psychology or sociology, any of those courses, they require a lot of researching and a lot of writing. And this is why I created, one of the reasons why I created Accurate Context, to help me with research. Let me say hey to everyone that's in the chat. Thanks for letting me know that y'all hearing me. Hi, Tawana, Oppressing Women Network, and Alf MC. And to everyone else who is in the bushes, you don't want to join the chat, that's okay. Thank you for joining me. Anyways, so I promised y'all that I'm going to come and deliver some research on jealous mothers, right? And so my research is complete and I'm here to present y'all with it. I hope y'all are having a great Friday. I didn't go to work because it's raining so much in my area of South Florida. And my job said, you know what, for your safety, don't come in. And I was super thankful. I had literally just left my driveway when I got the call and I turned right back. All right, so as I said, I'm coming to you with kind of like a psychological piece. And what we're going to do is examine the relationships between mothers and daughters on Love and Marriage Huntsville. And so by the end of this live stream, what I want to do is prove that some self-proclaimed overprotective mothers attached to the show are really just jealous of their own daughters and use the quote unquote, I'm protecting my daughter as a way to exert control. Now, we have seen Wanda and Betty go at Melody, and in my opinion, their aggressive stance against her is always unprovoked because we don't see Melody bothering these women. Melody has done nothing to either of them personally or even indirectly for the amount of vitriol they spew at her. And then on the other hand, we have observed Mama Van, Melody's mom, who stays in the background and allows her daughter to handle situations within the friend group that exists for the show. Mama Van gives advice without taking away her adult daughter's autonomy. And we've seen Betty come up with a myriad of reasons for why she dislikes Melody. First, it was Melody was kissing up to her at Stormy's house and she didn't like that. Then it was she was told Melody called Stormy ghetto. Now it's a bunch of social media things, some rumblings about a dress being edited, etc. But the truth is, Betty disliked Melody before Melody even met Stormy, right? Betty was a Love and Marriage Huntsville watcher just like the rest of us. She was a big fan of the show. And she is, well, I should say, but she's positioning her dislike for Melody as it being because of something Melody did to Stormy and also because of Melody's fan base. Wanda, I still don't know what her issue is with Melody. At first, it was because she said Tisha told her Melody laughed when Tisha was telling Melody about a death in her family or something like that. And then it was because Melody was trying to ruin Tisha's marriage and Melody's not a good friend. Like Miss Wanda has also come up with a whole bag of reasons why she stays coming at Melody. We've seen Wanda for years say derogatory things about Melody on the show and on social media. Wanda has gone as far as questioning Sugar Mama's paternity to take a dig at Melody. And both these older women, Betty and Wanda, have said things about the texture of Melody's kids' hair, and all of that is just disgusting, right? They have done and said things all in the name of supposedly protecting their daughters. Now, there could be various underlying reasons for these mothers constantly inserting themselves in issues their daughters claim to have with Melody. And when we see older women, especially mothers, acting like this, one possible reason could be that they are jealous of the attention their own daughters are enjoying and desire being the center of attention as well. Wanda and Betty might feel threatened by the close relationships their daughters have with other women and want to protect their own position in their daughter's life. Neither Wanda or Betty have made any effort, in my opinion, to speak wisdom to their daughters regarding effective conflict resolution or effective communication. It's always don't talk to her, or she's jealous of you, or she's not your friend. She's wrong. You're always right. Don't be her friend, etc. But never any sound advice. I mean, at the end of the day, both Wanda and Betty, in my opinion, are just little girls who grew up to be adults, but they are not elders. When we speak of elders, we're speaking of older men and women who impart wisdom and good prayers over every situation. And that's not what we get from Wanda and Betty. And you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, because I've never seen them impart any good advice to their daughters when it comes to conflict resolution. Anyways, moving on. I would like to note for the record that Betty and Wanda could be operating in the overprotectiveness mode. Betty and Wanda may have a strong desire to protect their daughters from whatever perceived threat as it relates to Melody, and may feel the need to intervene in any conflict they perceive as potentially harmful to their daughter's well-being. So let me just give them that benefit of the doubt. However, Wanda and Betty may also be struggling with insecurity issues. They might have low self esteem, or feel insecure about their own relationships that they had with women in their family or in friend groups. They may have never been the quote unquote popular girls and may carry around resentment towards any woman they deem as the quote unquote popular girls. They've probably never felt any level of superiority in friendships they've had with other women, leading them to undermine their daughter's friendships as a way to exert control or maintain a sense of superiority in their daughters' lives. From a psychological standpoint, it is indeed possible for Wanda and Betty to sabotage their daughters' friendships with other women due to feelings of jealousy. We have heard Stormy say her mom has never liked any of her friends. And, well, we see how Wanda acts, right? So it's not far fetched that Wanda may have been the type of mother who also didn't like any of Tisha's friends. Jealousy can also arise from various factors, including competition for attention, competition for success, and this can all lead to the mother feeling threatened by her daughter's relationships and attempting to undermine them. So, undermining Tisha's and Stormy's efforts to work through conflicts by themselves and allowing them to freely rebuild a friendship with Melody if they so decide is Wanda and Betty maintaining control over their daughters and wanting to ensure their own importance in their daughters' lives remain intact or fully intact. This behavior, as we have witnessed on the show, is detrimental to their daughters' social interactions and is hindering their ability to develop healthy friendships with Melody. And at this point, because we've heard Melody tell Stormy she doesn't want to open herself to a friendship with someone whose mom is so vocal about not liking her, especially after all the things she's endured after the breakdown in hers and Tisha's friendship, and also because of Wanda's behavior towards her. So I feel like in Melody's mind, continuing to build a bond with Stormy would have just been history repeating itself. Now, I'm going to say this part, and it's no shade. I'm not trying to be disrespectful at all. But in my opinion, Wanda is not very educated. And I believe it's the same for Betty, Stormy's mom. And forgive me if I'm wrong about Betty, because I really don't know a lot about her. But her actions, it does not present like someone who's very educated. But I do know Wanda was a teen mom, and nothing is wrong with that. Many teen mothers have done a lot with their lives. For Betty, Stormy is her only child. And you do have many women who have similar backgrounds to Wanda and Betty who don't behave like them. It's possible for a mother who lacks education and who was a teen mom and a mom who has not achieved the same level of success as her daughters, that is, college degrees, $1 million business, fame, a marriage, two-parent household for their kids. It's common for mothers like Betty and Wanda to experience feelings of jealousy towards their daughters because seeing their girls, their daughters, excel in multiple areas of life, such as the ones I listed previously, could trigger feelings of envy and inadequacy, even resentment within these two women. In many cases, Mothers like Wanda and Betty may attach themselves to their daughter's success as a way to fulfill their own unmet aspirations or to live vicariously through their daughter's achievements. This can manifest as overprotectiveness and consistent intervening in their daughter's conflicts. The mother may believe that by intervening, she's protecting her daughter from potential harm or disappointment. But in reality, she may be motivated by her own jealousy and desires to control her daughter's success. Another thing is that these two moms and others like them will publicly speak on the issues their adult daughters have with people due to attention seeking. In the Love and Marriage Huntsville context, Wanda and Betty may be envious of their daughter's celebrity status and success, and both could be seeking to gain attention for themselves by positioning their attacks on Melody as, oh, I'm defending my daughter. But by Wanda and Betty inserting themselves into these situations, they may just be trying to redirect the spotlight onto themselves and fulfill their own desires for recognition and validation. Wanda and Betty, when you pay attention, never really promote their daughter's achievements or accomplishments outside of the conflict with Melody. Wanda has gone live countless amounts of times. And for the few lives that I've seen on some of the content creators' channels, I didn't see where Wanda promoted her granddaughter's hair care products. Never heard her talk about the ingredients in these products. Never heard her talk about the price or share the link to the product website or even a discount code so people can go and buy the products and try them for themselves. How often does Betty actually promote Canvas Beauty without putting down 7th Avenue and whatever else Melody has going on? Y'all, that's all a sign of the jealousy they have towards their own daughters, as well as Melody. But in this Accurate Context episode, it's a focus on the jealousy they have towards their own daughters. See, they would rather promote conflict between Stormy, Tisha, and Melody, conflict that their daughters have created within their own minds, and conflict that the moms themselves have created as well, instead of their daughters' accomplishments. Wanda and Betty, they like the spotlight. And that is why you see Wanda, she stays going live. And in every single one of the lives that Wanda has done, she mentions Melody. And if she mentions Tisha, it's to draw a comparison. Same thing with Betty. She loves the attention she gets in the Facebook groups and on Instagram. And every time she goes viral within the Love and Marriage Huntsville space, social media space, it's not because she is congratulating her daughter or promoting Stormy or Canvas Beauty. It's always because she's speaking negatively about Melody or using Stormy's name to speak negatively about Melody. When you put in contrast Mama Van, all Mama Van does is promote her daughter's businesses, promotes Melody's music, promotes Melody's projects. It's never as a dig towards any of the other women on that cast. Just a mother's love for her daughter, which is why Mama Van continues to be respected and admired. And people still talk about Mama Van, and she's not on social media every day bad mouthing everybody and injecting her opinions in petty miscommunication moments on a TV show that's heavily edited. Jealousy is indeed a very complex emotion, especially when we're talking about a mother-daughter relationship. When you see mothers failing to promote their daughter's success but promote conflict instead, it can be indicative of a deep seated feeling of jealousy or insecurity that they have as it pertains to their own children. Psychologically, jealousy often arises from feelings of inadequacy. And as I previously stated, it's a fear of losing something or someone, or a perceived threat to one's self worth or position. In the context of a mother daughter relationship, the mother may feel threatened by her daughter's achievements, success, or potential for surpassing her own accomplishments. Honestly, and again, this is not shade, Wanda and Betty haven't achieved a lot in comparison to what their daughters have achieved in their lifetime. Therefore, promoting conflict instead of celebrating their daughter's success could be a way for them to assert control or maintain a sense of superiority and take the spotlight from their daughters. See, by creating tension and discord, mothers like them are just making attempts to undermine their own daughter's confidence and prevent their children from flourishing independently. Finally, another factor could be enmeshment. Betty and Stormy, Tisha and Wanda might have an enmeshed relationship where boundaries are blurred and their mothers feel the need to involve themselves in every aspect of their life, including friendships and romantic relationships. And this is not a healthy dynamic. We've seen Wanda insert herself in Tisha's marriage, walking into their home and bedroom without even knocking, confronting Kimmy in the name of Letitia or in the name of defending Letitia. And we see all that Betty has been up to on social media. And even on the show last season, right? And how she came at Mel at the tea party and then on the reunion. Stormy has said her mom never likes any of her friends, as I said before, and didn't even like Courtney when she first met Courtney. And neither Stormy or Tisha seems to be able to tell their mom to stop and have that request be respected. How are you, an adult, married, with children and businesses, but your mom's out here doing crazy things, claiming to defend you, and you can't tell your mom to stop and that be respected? We saw Melody on TikTok say, listen, I had my cousins were out here defending me, windmilling in chats and clapping back at everybody. And I told them, please stop. And Melody said, her little cousin, stop. But when you don't have healthy boundaries with your parents, you don't have healthy boundaries with your mom, your relationship is is enmeshed, then your mom is going to be out here doing toxic things and you just have to allow it because you can't control them. And sometimes because you don't want to control them. But this was my little research on how some mothers who claim to be overprotective of their children are just using that to mask the jealousy that they have for their own daughters, and how the way in which they move when their daughters are in conflict is actually so that they can continue to control their daughters even in adulthood. And much of my research I found in a book entitled Will I Ever Be Good Enough? Healing the Daughters of Narcissistic Mothers. It was written by Carol McBride, PhD. She's a licensed marriage and family therapist with over 40 years of experience. And this is one of the books that she wrote. So you might want to check that out. And I found a research titled Exploring the Effects of Mother Jealousy on Adolescent Daughters, an analysis based on online interview data. And this was uh, written and published in the Journal of Humanities and Social Sciences study on in October 2023. So you might want to go check that out um, if you love to read or you want to learn more about mother daughter jealousy. All right, y'all, let me read some of these comments. Good afternoon, Cookie Hudson. Hi, Indigo Girl. Indigo Girl says, when your loved ones have your best interest at heart and they respect you, they will respect your wishes. They have no boundaries in their relationships. That's why they behave the way they do. And I agree 100%. And that's what my research proved as well. The fact that they can't tell their moms to stop going on Instagram and talking about Melody, stop going on YouTube and talking about Melody, stop comparing me to Melody, stop comparing my businesses to what Melody has going on. The fact that they can say that to their moms and it be respected, it just means that they didn't they never had clear boundaries growing up, and they still don't have clear boundaries now in adulthood. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. Replay gang, please remember to like this video, share the link to my channel if you feel like my content needs some more crowd. Subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Follow me at How I See It on Instagram, Twitter now called X, and on TikTok. Thank you all for listening. And as I always say, walk good. Bye.